Hello, this is Alex here, and we are in former Xbox. We are in Korea, and I was very comfortable here. I should have the standings up for you around now, because I put them in after I do the voiceover. But I got poled by quite a comfortable amount. You'd have seen on the screen 100% chance of rain. That is 100% true. It did rain in the middle of the session, but I got a fast time at the beginning of the session, and then right to the end of the session it started drying up again, and I managed to improve by time. So as a changeable conditions quali, and Drastic Midget qualified in second. Chicken Macaroon I think ended up qualifying in third, so good for my teammate there. But I had a very comfortable setup round here as you go into heavy braking for the hairpin. I even go wide on that corner, but I had a very comfortable setup, and as you can see, I've already got pole, and it doesn't really look like anyone's going to beat that time. But I'm still giving it the beans. Now I've been on these sets of tyres for 3 laps now, or is it 4 laps? I can't remember, but it's actually quite a long time, slipping and sliding around the wet for some of it. But it meant that as I got a new fastest time, that my tyres, of course, were a bit older, had a bit more wear on them. But I think we will see during this middle sector that I have improved. Yes, I am. I'm like 7/10 up there. Oh, wait, I can't really see, but whatever I'm up on, I'm purple, okay, and the session's ended, and still nobody's beaten my time. But I can see somebody in front of me on the mini-map, and that's my teammate who goes third. But I open my DRS as I go to the line, and I managed to go 8/10 faster, and 1.9 second gap to my teammate and Drastic Midget. Good qualifying from me there. Now we don't get any points in qualifying like TGP series do, or any points for fastest lap like TGP series does. This isn't really a problem, but I was just highlighting that. Just because I got pole doesn't mean I get any points for it. We had 11 people in the lobby this time. We'll talk about numbers actually. You can apply if you want to join this league and race with me a little bit and race with the other people. You can apply to Formula Xbox. Just look on the blog on their webpage, formulaxbox.moodfruit.com. I'll put it on an annotation later on, so you can go and apply and join me. I don't think I'll be able to win next season, because I know that R. Elstrom is racing, and he's one of the people who gets world records on the time trials. But as you can see from the start, Drastic Midget has got a better start than me, as I go wide in the first corner, and I end up with 3 cars going past, and my teammate ignored fingers side by side with me, and Drastic Midget in front. But I'm just hugging the slipstream of my teammate, just so I can keep up with ignored finger, who's hugging the slipstream of Drastic Midget. But I back off a little bit so it doesn't go up in a collision, but then I get hit by Drastic Devil, and then the Red Bull rear ends me, spinning round, and I have to wait here to let the traffic pass, and I have to do a really slow turnaround because the really poor turning circles on F1 cars. It feels like an eternity before I got going again, but now I'm looking at getting Frosty Afterburn, who is one of the back markers, and you can see that he's struggling. He's slipping and sliding all over the track. But this is one of my best overtakes I've ever done. But here we go into the fast right-hander. Just about managing to cut in front. That was so risky. So risky. I could have ended such a bad collision. As we catch up ElusiveKev and Derry Frosty. And yes, again, I'm spamming my curves, just trying to get into slipstream, and now I'm properly in a slipstream. But it looks like he's got that car geared up quite well for a straight line in acceleration terms. So I end up braking right around the outside of ElusiveKev, and I make the move, stick, on the outside. And now I've got Derry Frosty to dispatch. I'm gone from 11th to 9th already. Derry Frosty has gone wide. Derry Frosty's not, as we got 2 spinners out, so now I'm up to 7th. I think whcih was one of them. My championship contender. And this is yet another amazing move in these high-speed corners, which you don't usually see, but you can see Derry Frosty struggling a little bit, so he dives down to the inside. I break him all the way around the outside, and I managed to make the move stick. Now, Drastic Devil pits in front of me. Right, so as Drastic Devil pits in front of me, Drastic Midget has then pitted, and it's like something like 8 seconds behind me. We are approaching Athleek, who many of you know probably, because he is the second biggest F1 YouTuber around. We are approaching him, and unfortunately he makes a mistake, and it's pretty simple like that. And I'm now in 2nd place behind my teammate, who actually ends up affecting my pit strategy, because of course he pitted on the end of lap 6, and I only just noticed, so I had to quickly kind of shimmy out of the pit lane. I was about to go into it, otherwise I would have had to stack with him, which would have been terrible. But I have worked my way up from 11th to 1st at the moment, which would be good. But of course Chicken Macaroon, we should see on the mini-map. There he is, he's going to go past. But as ignored, well, Derry Frosty has destroyed his vehicle, but ignored finger disconnects, so that puts me on the podium, as Athleek is now behind me because I jumped him. Of course, I obviously got my track, and then I just have better pace than him, even despite being on the old super softs. But Drastic Midget then, when trying to take the lead, has a spin, and well, that puts me all the way up into 2nd place from 11th, and now it's lap 13 out of 14, is it? Or is it out of 16? I think it's out of 14. But we are approaching him now with DRS, and looks like a simple manoeuvre down the inside, but you have to be careful on braking, otherwise I'll just go flying off the track, and I'll be a little bit overcautious, and he goes right round my outside. As we are side by side into one of my favourite corners of the track, but I can't cut back here, so I end up just going wide because of understeer, because the marble's out in that part of the track. He deserved this win, really. Although I did have better pace than him, he did an amazing job to fend off me. Good, clean defending all the time from him. As he is struggling under pressure, actually. He's been off a couple of times, but Drastic Midget does finish in 3rd because he had that spin. So in the end it's a 1-2 for Williams, and then a 3-4 for Mercedes, and then whcih I think finishes in 5th, so it's a really good job from Williams and Mercedes, especially Williams, who I think will now take the Constructors' Championship lead. So I might do a Constructors' standings little update for you, just so you know that we are currently leading, me and Chicken Macaroon. Now you might be asking, Chicken Macaroon's only been around for a couple of races since Singapore, how have I got so many points? It's because at the beginning of the season I had Alex Zaffro as my teammate, but after Monaco, well actually before we even started the Monaco race, he quit the league. He quit the league due to political reasons, and I ended up with an AI teammate, Senna, who dropped me quite a way behind because he kept on finishing like 9th behind Lotus. And then since I got Chicken Macaroon, I've really been able to push Lotus, and we have now taken the Constructors' lead. But as you can see, I'm trying all my best to cut back, but this is probably the closest I got right here. As I go side by side with him, ElusiveKev sets the fastest lap. I wasn't expecting that. Good job from Kev there. But he just cuts in front of me like I did to Frosty Afterburn. So that was really good racing from him. And at this bit, I'm thinking about the rest of the track, and there's no real overtaking opportunities, so I decided to just settle in not push that hard, otherwise I could just fall off the racetrack and then I'd finish behind Drastic Midget or worse. So yeah, this is, I'll load the standings once we finish the race, but I finished 6/10 behind my teammate in the end, so he gets a good run off the last sector, and apparently he was really happy with the result, so that's fine. 43 points for Williams, 18 points for me, 8 points over High B as well, so that puts a 6-point lead for me in the standings, I think. Am I right? I think I'm right. But this has been Alex Stop, and you could apply on the website, don't forget. I'll put in the description and an annotation for you. Okay, goodbye.